Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Let's see. All right. Okay. Measurements. Just real quick. Let's just grab all of that real quick. You guys can't see that, but okay, put that in there. Inches. Okay, so canvas and okay, well that'll have to work for now. Merge those. Okay. Okay. Bum, bum. stone. Yeah, it should be that one. Okay, so let's see. How are my levels? My levels are good. Okay. No one is initial. Okay, cool. So, bloop. Okay. So sorry, it's a little. A little messy right now. Okay, so let's real quick. Okay, so I've got like some measurements. My apologies. Got some something going on. Okay. So going to work on another turtle today. So I'm gonna work on Leo. Also, I had a giveaway, like a raffle for a free commission, um, and it ended in the end of May. So I will be putting some names into a program, and I will be contacting the winner shortly on Twitter, because this was for Twitter, for my 100th follower. So awesome there. We'll see who gets that in the next couple days. Been a little busy. Apologize, I haven't done it already, but so yeah. If you're watching this and you've liked, retweeted, and follow me on Twitter, that contest, then you might be the winner. So keep a lookout for your in your DMs. I'll also post and tag the winner if I can't message them directly, and then we can talk about what you want. So that's cool. So let's start working on this masterpiece that is Leo. That is going to be Leo. Okay. My apologies. So again, working on my next Ninja Turtle. It's going to be Leo. Um, so we've done like a crouched pose. We've done a pose where Mikey is like standing on one foot up, like holding his nunchucks out. So I think for Leo, I want to do kind of like a drop in, arms crossed, swords out kind of thing. I think that'd be cool. Yeah. Okay. So first things first, we need to start sketching up. Let's see. Okay. Kind of see the shell being a little higher on him in this one. Probably looking down a touch. Let's see. Yeah, so he's going to be looking down a little bit. And he's dropping in. So let's see. I'm not sure if I want... I kind of want his legs to be bowed out like this. Maybe feet almost straight down. Like so. And then let's see, his arm would be there, other arm there. So let's see. His arms will be crossing. I wonder, so I would cross right over left, but I don't know. I wonder if they have that on file. Like if Leo is right or left-handed. Because that would be interesting to know. Because that would like make a difference in my opinion in how you would hold your arms. So I think that would be an interesting thing to know. While he's holding his ninjatos, because they're not katanas, very different. From what I'm seeing, it looks like he might be right-handed. It doesn't look like it's expressly stated. Okay. But yeah, it seems like he's right-handed. From the images I'm seeing, the stances he's making, seems like he's right-handed. So that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with he is a righty. So all that does is tell me that this this arm here is going to be over this arm. So then his bone. Ninjatos. Let's see what else we got going on. Okay, so we've got kind of the idea that I wanted put down. Copy. Okay. So now I can start working. Okay, yeah, so I can start working on like getting away from the sketching and getting straight to the actual image. Again, I'm gonna adjust these colors. So for Raph, I did this I think this green. I don't remember. It was something in these greens. So this green is the outline, and it was either that bright, I think it was that bright green for his skin, and then for Mikey I went with these. So I'm gonna try and adjust the greens for each of them. So that's the idea. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, so this is yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I've done Raphael and Michelangelo so far. You can find those on my Instagram and my Twitter. Zann20 on both of those platforms. So now I'm working on Leo. So this pose down at the bottom is what my Raphael pose was. It's the first one I did. So the idea here is that I'm going to do them all individually, so they'll have their own individual pieces, and then I will be able to put them all together because I've sized them all the same. So I'll be able to put them in one big piece as well, which I think will be fun. So this one right here is going to be Leo, and because Leo is blue, his mask and pads and all that are blue, I wanted to kind of have a little bit more of a blue green for his skin and outline. So that's what I'm kind of working on now. I got the initial like general sketch going, so he's gonna kind of be dropping into frame. So his bandanas are gonna like, whoop, no, don't do that. Go back to my pencil. Thank you. Okay. Whoops. Yeah, don't feel that. So his mask things are going to be kind of going up like that, so that'll be fun. So far I have Roth's going off to that side. I have Mikey's. We're kind of doing that as well, going off to the one side, but his, because he's dropping down, are going to be going up. Okay, so let's just mark that real quick. Sometimes I hate this keyboard. Okay, and then this is just my and we'll mark this one as one. Specific body. Okay. Yeah. So got my rough sketch. The legs are probably going to be a slightly different. The shell will probably come down a little bit more as well. We'll see how this goes. But since I've gotten that, and all of this is on that layer, I don't really need that now. What I do want to do is move him a little bit though. So we're going to drop him down so I can kind of get those the flowing headband in there a little bit better. So I'll probably adjust the legs to be, you know, a little bit more out maybe. But for now, let's move this in a touch. There we go. Okay. So yeah, this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles doing Leo. So I've got, I think this is the color I want for my line art. So I'm gonna just drop this down in the corner, little dot, so I can sample that again if I get going and lose the color I want. A little more on the turquoise kind of side of things. So let's see how this goes. Let's move it in for the hat. Actually. Okay, so let's put that. Okay, so let's see. And because he's going to be looking down, do that. Okay, so that's probably about where the eye line will be. Yeah, I actually just got a nice graphics tablet. A buddy of mine lent me long-term this tablet because we're going to be doing some work together, and he wanted me to be able to work faster and a little bit better. But I mean, they have really cheap they have really cheap graphics tablets out there, that like the ones without the screens and all that, which is what I had been using up until this point. And it's just like with the screen built into it, it's a faster workflow, but it just takes practice to use the other version. I mean, this is really nice to have, but absolutely you can work with one of the other ones that are like $60. So if you save up a little bit, I mean, it's not too difficult of a price point to hit now. I mean, they used to be super expensive. Like the one that I had before this, I've been using since high school. So I'm 29 now. So I've been using it for forever. And like back then, it was a $300 like tablet my parents bought me because like I really wanted to be an artist, and they were like, okay, like we'll get you that. Like obviously I had the big expensive like $1,000 thing on there too, but obviously they couldn't afford that. um, so yeah, I'd been using that for forever. Now you've got like the little pocket sized travel ones for like 60 bucks I think, and those are remarkably responsive, um, and like they're wonderful. You just have to train yourself on how to use it, um, and that's not super easy. Like, have you ever tried to draw something without looking at your paper? It's very similar to that, like that contour line exercise. If you have taken any art classes, um, same idea, except you actually get to look at what you're drawing on your monitor while your hand is moving on the table. So it's a little weird and it takes some practice, but you can absolutely do wonderful art with that setup. Um, but yeah, don't be sorry. I would assume that like I had a bunch of like a person using a tablet like this would have money and all that too. Like that's like a pretty safe assumption, I would think, generally. But yeah, I wish I had money to buy this tablet. Unfortunately, I do not. It is on a long-term loan from a very good friend of mine who was kind enough to like put some money into this project that we're going to be working on together. Um, but yeah, don't feel sorry about that. No big deal. Um, Believe me, I wish I could afford one of these as well. um, but yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think that's kind of where I want that to end. Let's see. Let's zoom out a little bit. Yeah, it's not too bad. Throw in that neck. Shell separation. So the interesting thing I'm gonna have to figure out on this one, because his kind of hunched over, is like where this half shell stops. But we'll have to figure that out after I put the arms in. And yeah, so I mean, it's probably going to be about there where I put those quick little lines. Yeah, so we're gonna keep on moving down the anatomy. Basically started with the head, put the general body in. Now we're moving to the arms, then we'll get to the legs. I will say I've never really used a mouse to make art, raster art anyway. I have used a mouse to make vector art, which isn't as bad. It's nice to have a pen and tablet even for vector art, but you can absolutely do it with a mouse. But that's probably the only way, unless you're doing pixel art, that I would recommend using, like even considering using a mouse. I mean, I would still rather use a pen personally, pen and tablet, even if it's not a full graphics tablet like this one. Um, and yeah, it would just be, it would still be better to use pen and tablet of some kind. Um, let's see, so I've got all right. Feel free to come back and chat. I have I have a lot more fun when people want to chat with me, so I enjoy that. So feel free to come back and continue watching and chat with me if you want. And I'm also here every Thursday and every Monday. I was a little late today. I had some software issues, generally on at 11, so I was like 30 minutes late getting on today. My apologies on that. Cool. So let's see, that's a little off there. So I try to get like a strong line made. Try not to do like short little strokes on my lines. Then it's a little easier for me to clean up and have the line that I want. Some people, like, they do a whole sketch, like a more detailed sketch, because I did a really loose sketch obviously before, a very general sketch. And what I was thinking, some people do a like much more detailed sketch, kind of like what I'm doing now, but the only difference being is this is what my final piece is going to look like. I mean, I'm definitely going in with an eraser and like fixing these, but this is also like just how that final piece is going to look. Okay, let's see. And some of these I'm doing really quick lines, like under this underneath part, because I'm not going to see that. I'm just using that to kind of get me to where I need to be visually, so I'm not like killing my anatomy as at least as little destroying the anatomy as I can. And then some of this is also going to be covered, like those elbows are going to be covered by his pads. So that's a whole new thing that I can cover some mistakes with. Right now I'm just working on the actual body line work. And again, I'm doing kind of a general hand shape. I'm not going in with my like final hand right now. I'm working on where I want these body parts to cross and all of that before I get that far into it. So see, like that arm. That was weird. It like put the put a mark down instead of erasing it. That hasn't happened to me yet. That was super weird. Okay, so that's a little strange as far as that's going. I don't love that. So let's see, I think I want this arm to come down a little bit more. So a little bit more down this way. So quick, got that. Okay, so going to be about there. We'll put that elbow here. So real quick, let's just get rid of this. Okay, so that. Okay, so hard to like nail this exactly, just because I'm not using any references for this. There's absolutely nothing wrong with using references. Hey man, go for it. I mean, and drawing good, that's a relative term. I mean, the way I'm drawing is going to be a lot different than like the people that I look up to. Like compared to some of the people that I really like and I follow, my line work, my general overall stuff is just not good comparatively. But like I always try to tell everyone who like wants to draw, like you just have to go for it. It's all about time, effort. Like if you want something to be good, then you'll put in that time, that effort to make it as awesome as you want it to be. And that's one of my problems is I want everything to be awesome, but I also have a problem with putting that time in. So a lot of my stuff tends to be a lot more simple. And the people that I really like look up to and love are like they put in so much time, so much effort. They kill it like all the time. So like for me it's just like I wish I could do that, and I could if I simply took my time. And a lot of the time I don't I don't, and that's my problem. So good is relative for one, and I think if you want to draw, if that's something you really enjoy doing, absolutely go for it. And as long as you're like, it doesn't matter what you're doing, as long as you're enjoying what you're doing, you're having fun. Why are you not doing that? There we go. As long as you're enjoying it and you're having fun, it doesn't matter. Your trouble. I think everyone should draw. I think everyone should make some kind of art. It doesn't have to be drawing necessarily, but like everyone can make something, and I think everyone should, because if we all made more stuff, I think the world would be better. I think less people would be like angry and all that. I think the world would be a much better place if everyone just at the very least did something they love to do. Maybe not even like create something necessarily, but absolutely everyone should make or like do something that they love. And I love doing this. This helps me immensely. Like I enjoy creating art. That's why I went through all of the classes and all of that I did in school. That's why I have a degree basically in this. So like I'm really far along in that journey to being a good artist, quote unquote good artist. So like if this is your first time trying or whatever, like it's okay if it's not amazing, and feel free to tag me on Instagram or Twitter and show me what you did, because that'd be awesome. I'd love to see that. Again, like the reason I started doing this is to interact with people for one, and to kind of keep me working digitally. That's what I wanted to do, is just keep working digitally, is to improve that digital stuff. So I'd love to see what you create. Feel free to tag me on Instagram or Twitter. Zann20, same as my YouTube handle. So yeah, and feel free to subscribe, follow on here too. Again, I do these twice a week. I go Mondays and Thursdays, so I will be here. Let's see, let's work on this leg bit. But yeah, I love interacting with people. I love when you guys have questions, or if you know more than me and you want to give me tips. I'm all about that too. I can never, I'm never gonna stop learning. So like if you guys have like a tip on something, feel free to just shoot that out there in the comments. Because I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, I know all the stuff I need to. Let's just show people how I do it. That's not the kind of stuff that I want to do here. I've always loved learning new things, especially like art wise. So again, yeah, feel free to ask questions or give me input on what you think should be what. And if I have a reason I'm doing something, I will absolutely just explain that, as opposed to like, oh no, that's wrong. You don't want to, you don't want to do that kind of thing. Like that's not, it's not really the personality I have. But yeah, absolutely share. I hope you share your art with me, because that would be really cool. I love seeing what people do. So went on a little bit of a tangent there. We're moving on to the legs now, because I'm going to do all the body lines, and then I'll work my way back to the weapons and his pads. I'll probably do the pads first, then his Ninjagos. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to put that strap in too, that crossover strap he has. And his belt is gonna be weird. I don't know if you're even gonna really see the buckle, but I'll try to put that in, because I put it in on the other ones. So at the very least, you might catch a hint of it down below his elbow there. We'll see. And again, these lines, there's people out there who do a lot nicer lines, especially on their ink layer. This is my line art, my ink layer. My approach is more, I make as strong of the mark as I can, and then I go back in, I erase out the parts that I don't need. Something is going wrong here. I'm sorry, I lost my chat. 1 second. Let's see. If anything, if that fixes it. Okay, I think that should fix it. Again, I apologize. If you have said something in the last couple of minutes, give me 1 second. I apologize. I am jumping on to this real quick. Don't want that on. Okay, cool. So it looks like nothing else was said. So that's good news. So I didn't miss anything. Okay, cool. Just didn't want to miss any comments or anything like that. So we are back. My chat should be working again. Okay, cool. So you got your pose in? That's awesome. Are you doing a different pose? Are you using the pose that I got going here? I feel like his legs are really big in mine, but again, it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, so their legs were kind of big. And I could always adjust those because digital art, yeah, it helps a lot. Believe me. Okay, let's see. Okay, cool. Got everything back where it should be. So I can see your stuff. The chat is working again, which is good. So yeah, are you using this specific pose? Did you choose another pose that you wanted to do? I'm curious. Let's see, I think, yeah, I want this to be higher, back further, I think. So let's do it the way other people do it. Let's grab, whoop, not at all, grab that. There we go. So what I see a lot is people cutting and adjusting stuff. Whoop, we got that in there twice. So let's go stretch that out. Let's move this over. Okay, stretch it down a little bit. I don't know, I'm not good at writing English, but you can understand me, right? Okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm pretty sure. Oh, thanks for following on Mixer, Jedi Rainbow. I appreciate that. Yeah, you're like, it's a little broken, but I think I get most of what you're saying, which I appreciate. I'm glad like people from other countries and like stuff like that are tuning in. Yeah. I think I get what you're saying for the most part. So the pose that I did, is that what you're talking about? The pose not bad, or like your pose that you chose to do, you're happy with that? Maybe. That's almost the same as what I had before, I think. Yeah, it's a little better. So yeah, that'll work there. Let's just delete you. Move you down one. And then we will merge those again. And then let's see, I don't like how gigantic that is. So let's move. It's a little better. So working on Leo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for people who are just tuning in. I appreciate the follow from Jedi Rainbow. Sweet name, by the way. Really cool. Any questions, comments, feel free to chime in. I love interacting on these things. I have a lot of fun that way. So don't be afraid to chime in. Maybe that's the problem there, is it kind of comes too far down and over, and I want it to be out. So let's cut that leg off again. Oh, I went a little too far in on that one, so let's do. There we go. Cut your leg off. Okay, so now I'm gonna rotate it a touch and slide it up. Yeah, that's better. And then I'll put that down there. So let's see, we're going to okay, so now let's get that, this, some of that. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. Still got some stuff to work on, but I think we're doing better there. And whoop, no, I don't want that. I want this to be on top first. That way it keeps that name. All right. So let's see. I feel like we've gotten pretty good progress on Leo. Yeah, I definitely need to clean my line work up for sure. So I think that's what I'm gonna work on now. So cleaning up this line work. Let's kill that real quick. And then come back in. So let's see, yeah. So yeah, we got some good stuff going. And I appreciate everyone tuning in. This is awesome. Feel free to follow, like, subscribe wherever you are, like however that works on whatever platform you're on. I'm here every Monday and Thursday. Today is going a little long. Normally I'm done around 12-ish, but I got on late because I had some software issues. And again, working on Leo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We're doing some body line art here. It's really sloppy right now. It's really bad. I'm going to start cleaning it up now, because it's kind of just how my process is. Like, for my sketches, I do these really generic sketches and I try and work it out from there. So if you have any questions, comments, like, again, I love interacting with you guys. Just put them right there in the chat. Happy to talk out my process. And if you are drawing along or drawing your own stuff while you watch, that is awesome. I'd love to see that. My Twitter and Instagram handles are the same as the thing you're on now, whichever that may be, Zann20. So really really like hanging out with people, fellow artists, non-artists, whatever you consider yourself to be. Um, and I think everyone should make something in their life, because what fun is not making things? We should all make stuff, make the world better, create things, poems, drawing, sculpture, cars, whatever it is. If you like doing it, you should do that. At the very least for yourself, if not for what you want to actually be doing in life. Sometimes you can't do what you want to do in life, so then you have to do it for you. That's why I started this channel. It's like I can't really do this, at least not where I'm living. So, like, my skill is only valuable in like short little bursts, I feel like, where I live. So getting a job doing this isn't really practical, unfortunately. But if this channel, streaming, any of this stuff takes off, maybe I'll just do that. So tell your friends, come join me, hang out, draw with me, talk with me. Love having fun with people. Like, this is like the highlight of my Monday and Thursday, for sure. Really enjoy hanging out with you guys. So we're gonna have to zoom in and start working on these things. Really? Why do you keep failing on me, man? We're having some chat issues. Don't know why. My restream chat is bugging. So yeah, let's see. Really hope that people come back. Tell your friends. I feel like I have fun doing this. I hope you guys enjoy it. Again, like, follow, subscribe, whatever you can do wherever you are. Every little bit helps me get closer to like being able to just do this, basically, which I would absolutely love to do this. Like, if this was my job, I'd be the happiest person on the planet. I feel like being able to just come in here and do this on a daily basis, or a couple days a week at least, you know, that would make me really happy. Right now, this is pretty much all I got. I can do this Monday and Thursday. Let's make that. I feel like that might be a little small. That shoulder. So let's move that. Yeah. And yeah, my line work starts off a little bit sloppier than some people's. It's just kind of how I work it out. Is I'll put the lines in and I'll knock them back with my eraser, clean them up. I try to make strong lines regardless, though. I don't like to make short little strokes, because there's like no confidence in those lines. And I don't like that. So, but I'll come in and I'll clean up what I've done. Clean up the strong work, hopefully, that I've put down. see this. There we go. Getting a little bit done here. All right, I'm going to clear that up. I'll have to come in with a smaller eraser to kind of clean up those little nooks and crannies that I get here. All right. Okay, so this has to come up a bit. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see, do I want to... I think I should put in like that wrist set up. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I kind of like that. I think I'll do that on the other side as well. Because your wrist kind of doesn't just taper into your hand like that. It kind of comes out because there's a joint there. Okay, so let's adjust this arm here, because that's not looking right. Let's drop this down like that. That's looking a little bit, coming into it a little much. There, looking better. Now we need to get this bottom one. All right, so yeah, that's looking a lot better. So let's see for so the nice thing about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they have 3 fingers. Well, they have 2 fingers and a thumb. So it makes their, like, drawing their hands a little bit more simple, which I like a lot. So boom, basically that hand is done. Obviously we need to make, there we go, clean that up, but I mean it's pretty much done. That hand is good. And his Ninjago will go in there because he does not use katana. He's got Ninjago, dual Ninjago, which is slightly different sword setup. Easy to confuse them, but they are different. So let's move. Clean that up real quick. I'll have to come back and hit that again. The other thing I'm gonna want to watch out for in these is where these arm, like these lines meet up on the arm here and here and here. I want to kind of make that a little bit more of a dramatic, a little more perpendicular in my opinion, just so it doesn't look like a weird jumble of lines coming together. it can get really confusing and strange. So I want to make sure those are very defined where they meet. So I might just drop that bicep a little bit. So it meets at more of an angle like that. We'll have to see how that looks larger. And again, not entirely sure. This one's going to be a difficult one to kind of do that with, just because how the arms are overlapping. Okay. How's it going? Again, do that bit where it comes out. Because I like that. All right, let's see, let's do. All right, let's see. Okay, so that's looking, it's looking better. I'm liking the way these look. Definitely gonna have to come in with smaller erasers to kind of really nail that. Yeah. Okay. So I cut that, this, that. Okay. So that is looking off. Maybe not. Okay. So yeah, definitely still gonna have to clean up a lot in here. Okay. Definitely making progress here. Yeah, let's see. Okay. That back a little bit. So let's see. On Stract, how's your drawing going? I know you said you were working on Leo as well, so How's that going? Is it going? I hope it's going well. It's not looking too bad right there. And I'm not going to be seeing this. I'm just making that so I know where that knee is. I'm going to be putting pads over that. Then I'm going to do knee pads, elbow pads, belt, and a mask on all of the Ninja Turtles that I make. I've made 2 already. I've made Raphael and Michelangelo, which you can find on my my Twitter or my Instagram. Zann20 is the handle on those. Yeah. Feel free to follow on my social medias, because that would be awesome. Really enjoy like interacting with people. Again, part of the reason I do this, so I can interact with people while I work. Makes it more entertaining for me. I hope people enjoy like chatting with me while I work. It makes this less dull, I feel like, when people aren't just like watching my stream. They want to chime in, say what's up. Let's see. Wait, do I want? Ooh, yeah, no, I like that. That little curve in right there under the kneecap is nice. And again, the line work's a little messy. It can be a lot more messy than this when I start, for sure. It's part of my process. I build up sections, I knock them back. That's kind of how I've always worked traditionally. Building up lines, knocking them back a little bit, figuring out where I want them officially, and then working from there. Okay, yeah. Okay, so what's going on here is I'm going to have this foot. It's going to be over the top of that ankle. Like so. So I still want that ankle to show, but it's not cutting into the foot like I have on some other stuff. And then on this side, that ankle is going to be showing a little bit more over the top of the foot. So let's put like so. Let's hit this real quick. So there we go. Bring that out. More of a foot-like shape. I think we're doing real well on this one. Yeah, it's a lot better. Okay. And again, looks messy now. Should work itself out. Just kind of how I work. Yeah, so I started with this basic block shape. Now I've kind of worked my way into an actual foot that you can tell is a foot. And again, the foot kind of comes up and over that ankle, but this ankle is going to be on the over the top of the foot, just because where it's positioned. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Feel like. And again, I'm gonna have to come in with one more, like not a more, a little more detailed with a smaller eraser to kind of get those refined small spots. Dealt with. So for now, just working on larger picture edges that really need to be cleaned up, kind of thing. So it's just kind of how that's working right now. And again, kind of got the ankle thing going on this one, but it's going to be cut off by the foot. Like so. And again, going to come in, redo some of this stuff. Not a big deal. Cool. Okay, so let's see. I mean, that's some general cleanup done. His hands might need to be shrunk a little bit from what I'm seeing here. But I mean, honestly, he's a mutant ninja turtle, so exact proportions aren't going to be a science, I feel like, in that situation. So I could fudge some of that a little bit. Let's just say, well, he's a mutant ninja, like a teenage mutant ninja turtle. There's no real anatomy assigned for something like that. But at the same time, I want it to feel right for me. So I'm probably going to go in and adjust this and this a touch. I might bring it in a little bit closer to this shoulder. Same with this one. I might bring it in a little bit closer, overlap that shoulder a little bit, and then the hands might go more straight up and less curved in. Like this one's already pretty close to straight up. This one's a little more curved. So yeah, we'll figure that out at a later point in time. For now, I'm just going to clean up this head a little bit real quick, and I think I'm going to call it for this stream. I've had a wonderful time. I hope you guys have had a good time. Again, if you are following along or whatever, drawing while you watch this, I would love to see your work. I think everyone should, you know, should draw or make art or make something. So again, if you have drawn something while you watch this or anything, feel free to send that to me, tag me, or whatever you want to do. Post that, show people what you're doing. I mean, what's it gonna hurt? At the very least, like, I'll see it and I'll be like, oh cool, like I love that. Like, you know, I'll think everything, like, it's making something positive, it's putting something nice out there for people. It's good. Art is something everyone should be able to see. So if you're making something, put it out there. You'll be surprised what people will respond to. It doesn't matter if it's not quote unquote good in the sense that most people would say, but someone out there, you'll inspire someone, and that's the key. Like, art is meant to inspire people. So like, if I didn't think that what I was doing was awesome, I had a long time where I had a hard time posting what I was doing, and I saw something that really kind of resonated with me, which is done, like, finished is better than perfect, because perfect is never going to happen. Let's just be honest, perfect doesn't happen. So yeah, perfect doesn't happen. It's not something you're going to figure out in your lifetime generally. I mean, if you're making art and you think it's perfect, I mean, you're wrong. It's not. It's never going to be. That's the point. Art is a combination of your flaws in what you're doing and your time and effort put in. So you have to figure out what things are wrong in what you're doing, and then what things you want to do on purpose. Those flaws you want to keep that make it yours. And that's something I struggle with all the time. Struggle with it daily. Like, is it just bad, or is that how I do it? And that's what it comes down to. So I hope to see you people again. I love doing this. I'm going to keep doing it regardless of whether people watch or not. But it's so much more fun for me when you guys are here hanging out, chatting, drawing while you watch. Like, I'm glad you told me on Stract that you were drawing. That made this so much more fun for me. So keep up the good work. I'd love to see what you did. So join me again on Thursday if you can. If you can't, feel free to post whatever you've done and tag me on Instagram or Twitter, Zann20 for those both. I'd love to see your work. So keep it up, guys. I hope to see y'all again. So until next time, see you later.